Good evening everyone and welcome. My name is Atmaja and today my topic is an introduction to butterfly diversity. So before going to know what butterflies are, I think it is better to know them from the roots. So first we shall start with Whitaker's classification. In 1969, American plant biologist Robert Harding Whitaker he suggested their five kingdom classification. We all know that bacteria Protista monera. I will not go into that description. So first let us state at that kingdom, phylum, class, order, genus, family and species. So I will give an example of a butterfly to see how in which position butterflies are in this kingdom. So let us see the position of butterflies first. So I have taken the example of a lime butterfly. So for kingdom, they all are from kingdom Animalia, and from phylum they are from Arthropoda. They are arthropods, animals with jointed legs, and in from class they are from Insecta. Insects are the largest class there, and order they are from Lepidoptera. Genus they are Papilio, family is Papilionida, and species is Papiliodemonia. So this is a lime butterfly that I am talking about now. So now let's come to what is a butterfly. Butterfly is a winged insect with beautiful colored wings. This is the common description that is all with our heads. So they are mostly seen fluttering around freely from flower to flower. So we all think that butterflies only drink nectar and they hover around flowers. But that is not only the common sense, so we will see that later. Approximately there are about 17,000 species. So not only 17,000, it is told that it is 17,500, but approximately we guess that is 17,000. And in India there are about 15,000 species, among which many are endemic or nearly threatened. And butterflies are one of the most conspicuous species of Earth's biodiversity. They are very responsive. Here responsive means that they are very very changeable to their changes. If there is a very slight change in the temperature or the environment, they can understand that. So it can be also said that they are environmental indicators. And therefore it is very essential that butterflies are a part of our environment, and they help us so many times in the environment. That's why we shall know about them, and to know about them it is very important to study them. So this is a common image of a butterfly. So this is the life cycle of a butterfly. Here the butterfly that it is showing, it is monarch butterfly. So first the butterfly lays eggs, and then the caterpillar forms, and the caterpillar eats and eats and eats, and it stores energy from eating, and then it forms the chrysalis or the pupa. Then after many weeks the adult emerges. At first the adult is not able to fly. It regains strength, straightens its wings, then it folds its proboscis. So we will go to that detail later, and then the adult emerges, and like this the cycle continues. So butterfly eggs. So butterflies can lay eggs in clusters or in singles. So they lay eggs in many big clusters, like hundreds of eggs also can be laid at one time. They do so because if the eggs are damaged, then some of them shall survive, and that's how butterfly population continues. And eggs are mostly laid on leaves of plants, but some are also saw that eggs were laid on trunks of big trees, on branches, etc. And mostly they're laid on plain surfaces because it helps sticking the eggs to the plain surfaces very easy. The color, shape, size can differ. Like you are seeing that the first picture there are clusters like beads, and the second one has many grooves and designs on them. And some of them can also be crystal clear, so we can see what inside is happening. But the crystal clear ones are a little bit vulnerable because the skin is a little bit softer. So that are very rare, or can be said in very less butterflies. And an egg takes about 3 to 4 days for a caterpillar to hatch, and on hatching the caterpillar it feeds on the eggshell only. So these caterpillars, they are the young of butterflies or moths, and butterfly caterpillars, they are the youngs of butterflies, like I said. They vary in shape, color, size, etc. And as I said earlier, they feed on the eggshells on hatching, and later mainly they feed on plant leaves. Not only plant leaves, they feed on plant material such as plant seeds, flowers, etc. And a caterpillar, it eats and eats and eats, and then stores the energy that it will burn on in the pupa that it will be forming. And the caterpillar takes like 11 to 12 days to feed up until it forms the chrysalis or the pupa. So the chrysalis or the pupa is the stage where the butterfly changes into its adult form. So chrysalises also differ in color and shape and size. Like you can see this chrysalis, it is often common crow butterfly. It is very shiny and metallic in color. But some chrysalises, when time changes, they form clear chrysalises. But it is a bit rare for butterflies. And they are mostly seen from hanging from tree branches, underside of big leaves, etc. They are attached to the tree branches with a glue that emits from their mouth. And butterflies mostly stay in the chrysalis or the pupa from 5 to 21 days. Now let's come to butterfly classification. So butterflies are classified into these 5 phylums, like Papilionida, 5 classes like Papilionida, Piridae, Nymphalidae, Lycaenidae and Hesperidae. So first comes the Papilionida. So the Papilionida has the biggest butterflies in India, and they are commonly known as swallowtails. Why swallowtails? Because we have seen the swallows are the birds, they have tails that are a little bit longer at the ends and wire-like structures that emit from their tails. There are tail feathers in birds, but in these butterflies, that tail, hind tail, it is a little bit larger. Like you can see in the image, the tail is fluttering around. It is that butterfly is called as a dragon tail, common dragon tail, and these butterflies are also known as that swallowtails. So the biggest butterflies lie in this class, swallowtail. And in almost all swallowtails, you can see the tail. It is not always so big. It may be a little bit smaller. It may be 1 or 2 inches, but there it is present. In Piridae, the butterflies are called as yellows and whites. So the underside of the wing, when the butterfly closes its wings, that like it is shown in the second picture, the underside is mostly white and yellow, but sometimes it has brown or dark or red white spots on their wings. These are called as yellows and whites. So that example, that picture you are seeing, that is a grass yellow. Now let's come to Nymphalidae. So these butterflies are called as brush-footed butterflies. I cannot show you the picture of their brush foot, it is a little bit difficult to show. But if you see very closely or minutely, you will see that there are brush-like hair structures on their front legs. So they are called as brush-footed butterflies. But that legs they use very seldom. That's why the brush-like hair structures they have formed on their legs. And the example you are seeing, it is a blue pansy, then Lycaenidae. So these are the smallest butterflies that are found in India. They are mostly, the size of a human thumb, the tip of a human thumb. And the butterfly, that example you are seeing, is the common hedge blue. And these butterflies, when they unfold their wings, the upper side of their wing, it is mostly blue in color, but not always blue. And they are very, very similar if they close their wings. The undersides, the spots are the most important factor that helps us to identify these in that case. Now come to Hesperidae. So these are the trickiest butterflies, because from a distance, if you see the both photos that are down, you will not notice very differences. But these are two different species. The first one is a small branded swift, and the second one is a rice swift. This is very difficult to identify, and it can fool very good butterfly watchers too. And they are called as skippers because they fly with very swiftness. You can click a picture, they will fly here to here. You will not only get to get the picture, you cannot get the picture. It is very difficult. That's why very less pictures are there. And the wing spots that you are seeing on them, that is the main thing that helps us to identify these butterflies. And they may look like moths, but these are butterflies. Now let's come to butterfly morphology. So we all know what morphology is, so I will not go into that discussion. So let's start. The butterfly that you are seeing here, it is a lime butterfly, it's the adult. And this lime butterfly, it is a digital art that I did to show you all about the morphology. So the number 1 that is marked there, it is called as the antenna. So a butterfly uses its antenna for detecting smells. And it also senses a balance, when a butterfly, it sits on a leaf or hangs upside down, it has to balance, right? That's why the antenna helps them. They don't have noses, that antenna only helps them to detect smell. And number 2 is the compound eye. So compound eye are seen in most arthropods and insects. So they are very good for detecting color and movement. That's why a butterfly has specific flowers. Means they see the color of the flowers and then they are attracted towards it. And then we have number 3, that is the proboscis. So that is a long straw-like tube that is used for drinking nectar or fluids or anything. And for that tube, it is mostly collided. You can see the spiral structure. It is mostly collided when it is not in use. But when they are drinking, the tube becomes a straight straw and they drink from it. And this is a fact that when a butterfly emerges from the pupa, the tube is split into two halves, and it has to form its own tube. It has to join them, and if it cannot join, then the butterfly will die after a few days. It will not be able to drink nectar or anything. Now let's come to number 4. So number 4, that is the abdomen. The number 5 is the abdomen. I'm sorry, I just saw it a bit wrong. So number 4 is the thorax. So the wings are attached to the thorax only. This area also contains the muscles that are activating the legs and the wings of the butterfly. And now before saying to number 5, I shall say about number 12, because that is the head. So butterfly has 3 parts, right? Head, thorax and abdomen. So 12 is the head. Head contains the antenna and the proboscis and the eye. And number 5 is the abdomen. And the abdomen contains a flexible tube-like heart. So butterfly has a flexible tube-like heart. It also has a digestive, reproductive, every other organs in it. And it also contracts a hole-like structure called as spiracles, which helps the butterfly to breathe. As I again told, the butterfly doesn't have a nose. So for smelling it uses the antenna, and for breathing it uses its abdomen. Now come to number 7. So number 7, it is wrongly marked. Number 7 should be that there is a tail-like structure in the butterfly. So some male butterflies, they have a tail-like structure at the end of their abdomen, and that is mostly for smells and other sensory organs. But I have not shown it there because this one doesn't has that one now. That's why the number 7 is wrongly marked. But in many butterfly cases, you will see there is a long pin-like and needle-like structure on the end of their abdomen. Now let's come to number 8. So the number 8, these are 8 are the hind wings. Number 8 are the hind wings. So these are the lower wings that are closer to the abdomen. And the number 9 are the fore wings. They are upper wings and they are closer to the head. Then now come to number 10. So you can see that in the hind wing there are many black long scale-like structures. So those scale-like structures, those are that scale-like structure, they are called as the veins. So though they're different from each other in every way, and they separate each shell. So number 10, you are seeing that one small gap area that is mostly skin color or peach color. That one is called a shell, and this shell, it is enclosed by the veins. And it is helpful in identification of each butterfly. Each butterfly of different groups, they have this different shells and the different veins that helps us to identify them. Now let's come to number 11. So number 11 is the vein. So they are small tubes that are supporting and strengthening the wings. So you know that our body has a skeletal structure, right? The bones that are there, it supports our body. And in a butterfly's wings, these veins, they support the butterfly wings. And the nourishment that is taken through them only. Now come to number 6. So number 6, we shall see that they are the legs. So that are the legs of the butterfly. And number 7, I already told. And number 12, head. And so I think everything is covered over here. Now let's go to the next slide. So butterfly wings. So as I said earlier, that the veins that strengthen the wing. So the butterfly wing, I told that it takes nourishment through them, right? So butterfly wing is not, like a small or chippy structure. It is a very thick structure. It is very small. That's why it shows like a chippy structure to us. But it's very, very thick. And butterfly wings. The wings are the most important part of the butterfly. And you see, butterfly cannot move without wings. It cannot fly from flower to flower if it doesn't have any wings. And the vibrant colors we see in butterfly, we say butterfly is very colorful, like this, like that. But if the wing is not there, there is no color in a butterfly. The body contains very minimum coloring. And the vibrant and the vivid colors on the wings, they are made by the wing scales. They are overlapping each other. And the hair, they are very small hair-like structure. So you can see in the photograph there, the wing is of painted vegetable. So there are very rough frizzy structures over there. So those are the wing hairs. So the color is mostly formed by the wing hair. And butterfly wings, they are made up of protein membranes. And there is chitin. So the wing scales are made of chitin. But these membranes, they are coloring. But when the butterfly wing, it has no hair on it, it is completely clear. And it is there in case of many butterflies. I will show you later. Now let's come to the color of butterflies. So butterfly is different colored. There are many butterfly of this color range. So from the 7 colors of the rainbow we have seen, there are all colors of butterflies of that rainbow. And they are very brightly colored. And they get their color from pigments and their scale structure. As I showed you earlier. So these I have showed it is, I have arranged this in a rainbow manner. Not exactly rainbow manner, but there are all the colors of the rainbow in there. So the first butterfly that you are seeing in the purple or the indigo color, the butterfly is a purple emperor butterfly. It is not found in India, I think, but that is purple emperor. Then the second butterfly you are showing, that blue one, that is the mountain blue swallowtail. I have again told that swallowtails have a tail. In this photograph you can clearly see the tails found on the swallowtails. There that blue one, it also has tails, both two tails. The green one, it also has two tails, and the crimson one or the red one, you can see the underside of the wings, but you can see one tail. Other tail is behind that one only. So here let's go to the green one. So the green one is a green swallowtail, and the yellow one, it is a grass yellow, and the red one is a crimson butterfly, and crimson butterfly. And it also mimics it's one more type of butterfly is there that is mimicked by this crimson butterfly. So both of them look very completely equal in their color. So that crimson rose and or the crimson butterfly and the common rose, they're very equal in color, and they look very alike. So that is a good way they mimic themselves and they get away from predators. And the last butterfly or the orange butterfly you are seeing, that is a striped tiger butterfly. It also matches with two butterflies, the female of a egg fly butterfly and the monarch butterfly. I showed you in the life cycle slide that the monarch butterfly, it looked very similar if you see it again one time. But there are few differences like the wing pattern which helps us to answer them. And the black, white and brown butterflies. So the black butterfly is a eastern black swallowtail. You can again see the swallowtail's tail. And the white one, that you can see that tail here, and the white one is the albatross butterfly. It is open, you can see it's also from the class Piridae, that's why when it closes its wings you can see the underside is white. And this brown butterfly, that is the chocolate pants. Now let's come to the size. So butterflies differ in size, right? Some of them are very large as our palm, while the some may be as small as our tip of our thumb. So I said you that the swallowtails are the largest butterfly here, and the smalls are that the small blues are very small. They can be also as small as the tip of the thumb, or they can be even smaller. Now let's come to the largest butterfly. The largest butterfly in the world, it is currently the Queen Alexandra's butterfly, and the smallest is the western pygmy blue. So why I said currently the largest? Because we don't know that how many butterflies will be again found, and we can again see butterflies again. So it can be that many more butterflies are found in the future. That's why I said this time. The largest butterfly in India is the southern birdwing, and the smallest is the grass jewel. So within the first photo you can see it is so big as our thumb. It is a drawing, but in reality also it is very big. It is like that also. It is Queen Alexandra's birdwing. And the second one that you are seeing, the down one, you can see it is small as our thumb, or you can say it is smaller than our thumb, which is the western pygmy blue. Then this butterfly is the southern birdwing. It is found in India also. And this down one, it is the grass jewel. They are very small. And I want to tell one more thing, that the bigger the butterfly is, the more its lifespan is. This is a fact. Many people tell that how many days do butterflies live. It can be said that the smaller butterflies, like this blue and this blue, the blues they live very less. It can be also up to 1 week. It can be up to 1 week after emerging from the chrysalis, right? And the big ones, like the bird wings, are the biggest, or you can say the swallowtails are the biggest. The bird wings lie in the swallowtail only, swallowtail category. So they can live up to many months, but a butterfly cannot exceed months. But it can, if research is done, it can show. One butterfly has showed that it can live up to 1 year. But that is very rare because butterflies commonly live up to months. Now let's come to food. So we have seen butterflies hover from flower to flower, and our most common sense is that butterflies feed on nectar, right? But that is not correctly true. But there are many beautiful butterflies like the rajas. They don't ever visit the flowers only. Instead, they feed on very very dirty things. That we say dirty, but that are food for them, like animal excreta, urine, rotten fruits, animal dung, blood. They can also feed on blood, plant sap, etc. And caterpillars, as I said earlier, they mostly feed on flowers, seeds, leaves, and their own eggshell after hatching. So you can see in the first photograph, they're feeding on a. You can see there's the western black swallowtail. You can see here, and the swallowtails also again I am pointing out, and they're feeding on a rotten fish, a dead fish. And on the next photograph, you can again see the swallowtails. They are feeding on animal dung. The third one, you can see that it's common. It is with the butterfly. It is feeding on the flower nectar, and the last one, you can see it is feeding on the sweat of a human hand. You can see the proboscis, right? That is the long elongated tube that is going there. That's the proboscis. And you can see in the flower photograph, the proboscis is straightened, and it is coiled when it is not used. I showed earlier, but when they are using it, it is like this straightened. This is very magnified image. Now let's come to host plants, and first we shall go to the larval host plants. So what are host plants? We all know that sometimes commonly we say a host arranges a party. In the party, the person that arranges the party is the host. And here, the plants that host the butterflies means they protect the butterflies on which the butterflies stay. It is called as the host plant. Here it is the larval host plant on which the butterfly lays eggs and where the caterpillar hatches. And most of the time the caterpillar only feeds on that plant only. And mostly each butterfly has a specific host plant, and it also sometimes gives us the clue that for the identification. So sometimes it is very tricky to identify some caterpillars that look very alike. But when we see that it is feeding on this host plant, oh then this is this butterfly or this caterpillar. So it can give us a clue for the identification also. So this photograph you are seeing, that's a monarch butterfly, I again said. So some of these plants I have listed over here. There are Citrus limon, the lemon plant, Nyctanthus arbostristis, Cephali or Sivoli plant, and also it is the state plant of West Bengal. Kalanchoe pinnata, the life plant. There's both wild and hybrid variety. I have seen both on a wild and hybrid variety. Then Astrolochia indica. So this Astrolochia indica or Satamuli, I will say that this plant is very important because the southern birdwing and the common birdwing, both of these butterflies rely on this plant for life. And there are different varieties over here and different plants over here. Lantana camera, then Milkania scandens. There are many other plants. I will not tell all of them. And now let's come to some of the host plants. I will also show you the images, and some also contain the butterfly. So first I will tell this is the night flowering jasmine, or I again showed that it is Cephali or Nyctanthus arbostristis. And the butterfly you are seeing, that butterfly is the monkey puzzle. It is also from the family blues. I said the blues are the smaller ones. It always doesn't show that there is a blue inside of that, but they are called as blues because most of them emit the blue color. That's a monkey puzzle, and if you enlarge the photograph, you will see that the butterfly on its hind wings, there are a very different kind of pattern, like puzzle. That's why it is called as monkey puzzle. Now we have the creep plant, Astrolochia indica or Satamuli. I am telling you that this is very important for the life of southern birdwing and common birdwing. Then for the third slide, we have the life plant, Kalanchoe pinnata. This is the wild species, and we can again see a butterfly resting here, right? It is not only a butterfly larval host plant, it is also a plant on which a butterfly can forage. I will come to that later. Then the life plant Canacho pinnata, it is the hybrid variety. And you can see that there is another butterfly sitting over there. Then castor plant, Ricinius communis. So we see castor butterflies mostly sitting on this plant. I have noticed that on myself while photographing. Castor butterflies mostly sit on this plant. Then eggplant, this is very common. We eat this as a vegetable, eggplant or brinjal. And this is Solanum melongena. And we see butterflies on the underside of the eggplant leaves. Many caterpillars we have seen. Most are moth, but some of them they are butterflies, and they feed upon the leaves. So many people they kill the butterflies, but you can do one thing. You don't have to kill them. You can just transfer them to another edible leaf, so they can live, and your plant will also live. Then we have the red date, or you can even say it a plum. This is Ziziphus tujuba. We have seen butterfly pupas on this plant, but actually that time I was very young, that's why I couldn't tell that which butterfly it was. But I clearly saw butterfly pupa on this plant, and you can even see the fruit there. The fruit is hanging there. And butterflies, surely we have seen caterpillars on this plant. So striped tiger, I have seen caterpillars on there. Then we have forage plants. So I before seeing the forage plants, I went to Kalanchu Pinata and I saw I showed you one butterfly over there. And I again told that butterflies can also use the same plant as foraging plants and as larval host plants. So foraging plants are the plants that are used by many butterflies for their rest and sometimes to hide themselves from predators. And sometimes many butterflies also feed on their plants. And there are many plants that are available on the environment which the butterflies move a lot during that time. So in an environment where there is more foraging or larval of another plant, a butterfly will live there only, because it has the more suitable condition for it to live. So I will show you some foraging plants from my butterfly garden. I will come to that later. So it is a Philippine violet, Bilaria cristata. Then a very common plant, guava. We all have eaten guava, right? So this is Psyllium guava. There is a shoe black tree, Hibiscus rosa sinensis, or you can simply call it Hibiscus rosa. Then first picture that you are seeing here, this is Muraya koenigi. So curry patta, we have eaten curry leaves in many dal or tadka everything. So butterfly, we have seen butterfly eggs in that curry leaf, and we have seen the flower of curry tree, and we have seen butterflies hovering over this flower, and surely they do eat nectar. And then we have Basar justica adhatoda. So the leaves of this plant are very bitter, but I have seen that butterflies, that caterpillars of this plant, they are seen on these leaves. I don't know if they eat them, but I have seen caterpillars. That's why I have told that this is a foraging plant. But not many of these leaves are very much destructed by caterpillars. They are mostly destructed by diseases. I have not seen caterpillar eat them, but I have seen caterpillars and butterflies rest on this. That's why I have said that is a foraging plant. Then we have orange jasmine, Muraya paniculata, and for some reason I see that a red-vented bulbul is also sitting on this tree. So Kamini tree, there are many butterflies who like to sit on this tree. It is very fragrant. It has a very good smell. Then touch me not or shame plant, Mimosa pundica. So we see that it closes when anyone touches the leaves. But I see the butterflies don't sit on the leaves, right? It sits on the small branches. I have seen Psyche butterfly. It mainly hovers around this plant and sits on the branches that are emitting and that are holding the leaves also. Because it knows that if I sit on the leaves will close, and I can not maintain the balance and I can fall. That's why it is very clever. It sits on the branches. I have seen that. Then the buzz button, Atmaja oleracea. Then the blue rattle box. So for your further information, why it is called rattle box. So when the seeds are overripe and when they are very dry, if you pick one seed and if you shake it, it sounds like a rattle. So the seeds inside the pod, they sound like rattle. So Crotalaria varicosa. Then purple cleome. Then we come to mango, Mangifera indica. This is a very common plant. We have eaten mango, right? And I have seen many plants many butterflies that take rest on the leaves of mango. The leaves are very large and it hosts many swallowtails also and small butterflies also. Like you can see the monkey puzzle, it is same, it is sitting on that mango leaf. Then China rose, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. I've showed that earlier. I again showed it here. If you can see or not, I cannot tell, but there is a butterfly over here. I want to show you that, but it's very small. Then we have pigeon wood, Trema orientalis. Then 4 o'clock plant, Mirabilis jalapa. And butterflies, I have seen many butterfly caterpillars on this plant leaves. They roll themselves in the leaves. That's why you cannot spot them all the time. But if you slowly open the leaves, you can spot the caterpillar in them. But it is not good to do because you will ruin its home again. Then Ashok, Saraka Ashoka. Then Shahavidevi, Cleanthelum cinereum. Then Brazilian tea. So this plant, this plant is present in large number in my own butterfly garden that I have situated on my rooftop, and very many butterflies are coming to this plant. If you are planning on making a butterfly garden, I suggest you bring this plant home. Butterflies will regularly come to you, and in this presentation you will see many photographs of this plant. Then oxeye beans. And this plant during the winter season or any other season, the seed pods of this plant, they burst open and they irritate us very much. It tickles us very much, but for some reason I don't know why butterflies like to hover around this plant very much from any other plants that are surrounding this, but it is surrounded by now that other plant. I'll show you later. Butterflies always hover on these plants. I don't know it tickles them or not, but they hover on this plant. Then the bitter vine I showed you earlier, it is surrounding the oxeye beans. So this bitter vine during the winter season, it will gather around everywhere and it forms a very big bush. And I don't know if you see, but there is a small common jezebel sitting on that plant. So my Kenya, my grandpa. Then the same plant, I will show you the jezebel. It is not only hovering, it is also sucking the nectar from that plant. Then I again come to the night flowering jasmine, Nyctanthus arbustristis with the flowers again. And this is a very good larval host and forage plant. I show you the picture of that monkey puzzle sitting on this plant. But I didn't have the picture, but I saw many larvae of the common jezebel sitting on this plant and foraging and munching on the leaves. Then purple yam. There is also a palm fly sitting on the leaf of this puppy yam. Then hyacinth bean. We have eaten this bean every time in vegetables. You can also purchase this in vegetable shop. Lavilla purpurans. And the butterfly sitting on this is a lime butterfly. I have not seen this butterfly every time on this bean, but I don't know why the butterfly sat on this bean and it stayed for a long time. Like half an hour it stayed on that same bee. Then Satavari, Asparagus racemosus. Then now we come to nectar plants. So as I told that butterflies suck nectar, nectar plants are the most important part of butterflies' diet. And nectaries are the specialized nectar producing structures of flowers. Nectar is a solution of one or more sugar and various other compounds and functions, and as reward to promote insect pollination, especially by butterflies. So butterflies will pollinate them and do other things, but what will they get? They will get this nectar. So plants are very clever. They have given this in their word that if butterfly doesn't come, I will produce this nectar, they will come, they will pollinate me. So this is a very interesting cycle in nature. And nectaries in flowers are called as floral nectaries. So not only in flower, there are many other petals, anthers, stamens, sepals. In many other areas, nectaries are present. But in flowers, they are called as floral nectaries. And floral nectaries are formed in such a way, in a cup-like shape, that butterflies can dip their proboscis in that and they can drink the nectar. So I have shown you the picture, that painted lady butterfly on a sunflower. And we also have the coneflower here in the picture. These are some of the sweetest nectar plants. Why I have said here sweetest? Because I have seen most of the butterflies hovering on these plants only for nectar. That's why I have listed them here. Then some other nectar plants. This is Lantana camera, the photo you are seeing. I have seen many butterflies hovering on Lantana camera. So in our backyard there is a big bush of Lantana camera, and most of the time you can find one or two butterflies hovering there all the time. They don't leave it empty for just 1 minute also. So first one is Cephali, then Lantana camera, then other also are there, other species of plant. Then this is a blue snakeweed, or that I again showed you that Brazilian tea, that is the same name, and you can see that a butterfly, it is sucking the nectar, and you can clearly see the proboscis that is bent like an curvature. It is sucking the flowers nectar, but you can see that it is sucking the nectar from the petal, but if you can see nicely that the petal is a little bit translucent, and the proboscis is going deep into the flower's wire-like structure to suck the nectar. Then the white snakeweed is a variety. There's a same butterfly, and there's a different butterfly. It's the emigrant. Then the common zazibel, and this is also the emigrant. Then now we come to mud puddling and sunbasking. So we have seen that many butterflies, they continuously they sit on the ground and they flutter their wings and they suck something from the ground. So it was very confusing for me when I first saw it. But when I read about butterflies, I came to know that butterflies, they feed upon sodium, rotten matter, and other ingredients that they don't get from the flowers or any other thing they eat. They are present in the soil. So they sit on the soil, they put their proboscis in that, and they suck out all of that fluid. They only feed on fluid because they don't have teeth. It only goes to the food. The fluid only goes to the straw-like structure that is called as mud puddling. Then sun basking is an activity that is seen in many animals. You can also see many birds, they are sun basking, and with that they also do many other activities. But we know that butterflies are insects and they are cold blooded, and they depend on the temperature. So if the temperature is very cold, you will not see many butterflies. But if the sun is out, you will see many butterflies. And to fly, their muscles need to be very warm. If their muscles are very cold, they will cramp their muscles and they can't fly. That's why their muscles have to be warm and ready to fly. That's why they at least they get their muscles to 85 degree and then they start flying. So for that they keep their their wings open. So their muscles are fully open. They put their wings open and they let the sun rays and the heat to come to their wings, and it increases their body temperature to fly. So there the photo you can see of mud puddling. The zazibels are mud puddling, and you can see that blue morpho butterfly. It is sitting on the rock and it is getting the sun rays. Then let's come to migration. We all know that migration is the movement of animals from one place to another due to many several reasons, such as food and water scarcity, weather changes, etc. Like many other animals migrate, people also migrate, humans also migrate. That animals migrate, then birds we can see they migrate, but butterflies have a very short life. As I said, some months. It is very short for butterflies to live, so they rarely migrate. But if they migrate in very large numbers. I will show you the pic of monarch butterfly migrating. So monarch butterfly migrates in very large numbers, and it is the largest number of butterflies that migrate together. During the summer and autumn in California, they migrate through all of that small areas to California and North America. But however, the painted lady butterfly is the farthest migrant among them. So I will show you that. But the monarch butterfly, when it migrates in more than 50,000 butterflies migrate in one group, and there are many more groups that migrate together. So the first picture you are seeing here is the painted lady butterfly. The second one is the monarch butterfly, and the third picture you can see the monarch butterfly is flying. It is not coming in the screen only that so many butterflies are flying. And when the butterflies are flying, they get to the whole sky, and the whole sky is covered with butterflies when they are flying together. Now, in our ecosystem and environment, there is a prey-predator rule, right? So, there every prey that is preyed upon, the predator is preying upon the prey. The predator also becomes the prey sometimes. So that's the rule of environment. That's how the environment works, and that's why butterflies also have many dangers like other animals do. And as we like to see butterflies, as we like to see their colorful wings and their colorful nature, many animals are also there that like to see them, not to enjoy their colors but to eat them. So many animals such as birds, dragonflies, praying mantis, frogs, crab spider, etc. also they eat the insects. And some of the caterpillars are also infected by insects. So the crab spiders, praying mantis, dragonfly, these animals they just suck the juice out of the butterfly and then they throw out everything. They don't eat the wings because wings sometimes can be poisonous. And frogs, they eat the whole thing together, they swallow the whole thing. And birds also, they don't eat the wings, they just eat the body and throw away the wings. And in the case of caterpillars, many wasps and other animals, they inject their eggs in there. And as the eggs hatch in the caterpillar, the larva gets out, it eats the caterpillar, and like that many caterpillars die. So It can be said that the wasps infect in parasites in the caterpillars. But there are so many ways that a butterfly knows how to protect itself. And in the former picture you can see a beater is eating a butterfly, like that butterflies get eaten. But you can see it is mainly hosting, and it is mainly holding the body. That's why, because it will just use its beaks and tear off the wings, and then it will eat the body. Now let's see the camouflage. So most of the butterflies, they camouflage into the environment to stay protected. And some of the butterflies, such as the oak leaf, the glasswing, they are so well camouflaged that you can't even see them in the other areas. I will tell that later. But for now, that first let me tell you about the monarch butterfly. So we have learned that monarch butterfly is the big migrant, but it feeds upon milkweed. Milkweed is very poisonous, and it stores the poison in its wing and body also. That's why when the birds eat the monarch butterfly, they know that there is poison and they shouldn't have eaten that. So like that manner, monarch butterfly protects itself. And many butterflies also, they have varied wing patterns. Like the 88 butterfly, that 88 butterfly, it has a pattern on its hind wings, like there are two eights that are carved on its wings. And in nature there is a rule that more vivid colorly the animal or the organism will be, it is more dangerous. That's why mostly many butterflies they have red color on their wings, red patterns. So that is that you don't have to come close to me, or you will get scared of, you will get dead, anything like that. So that is the sign that you shouldn't come close to me. But that is not a very that is not true, because that is just a sign, and they are not so harmful. Butterflies don't bite, they don't do anything. They're they are very innocent, should I say. But the caterpillars or butterflies, they are very naughty, as we humans say, because it eats on the plants. But that is their nature, it has to eat to grow. So now come to the topic. So the caterpillar you are seeing in the picture, it is of the hawk moth, and it is a moth caterpillar. But here I am saying about caterpillars, that's why I have again said about like that. So hawk moth caterpillar or hawk butterfly caterpillar, anything you say that. The caterpillar, you can say it looks like a snake head, right? And that's why it says many predators are fooled that it is a snake, we shouldn't come close to it, but it's actually a caterpillar. And some caterpillars, they have a V-shaped antenna type thing on their head, and it emits a very pungent smell when they are scared, and that's why the predators don't come close to them. And the blues, the caterpillars of the blues, they emit a very sweet solution out of their body. So fire ants mostly, they like to eat the sweet solution. So instead of getting the reward to eat the sweet solution, they protect the caterpillar. So in that way they get protected. There are many other ways I am not mentioning here, these are some basics. Now let's come to camouflage. I have mentioned earlier that the camouflage is a very good way to hide themselves and protect them from predators. So butterflies like the glass wings have a see-through or transparent wings that help them to mix into their surroundings. So glass wings, they don't have hair on some parts of their wings that helps them to be transparent. It's not like the body is transparent. The only thing is transparent is some parts of the wings. And the hind wings of the oak leaf butterflies, there are many oak leaf butterflies like orange oak leaf, blue oak leaf, etc. But the hind wings, or the back side of their wings, or the underside of their wings, it looks like dead and dry leaves. If you see that hind wings, you will think that it's a dead leaf, and you will not come close to it. So first you can see that this is the oak leaf butterfly. You will see the oak leaf butterfly. You can see that the underside of the wing, it clearly looks like a leaf. It looks like a leaf. It is shaped like a leaf. And if it merges onto dry leaves, you can't even spot it. It is very confusing. And second, the glasswing butterfly, it is not found in India. It is found in the Amazonian rainforest, where there are many predators. That's why you can see that the glasswing butterfly, it has see-through wings. You can see across the wings. But some parts of the wings are also not see-through, they are opaque. Like you can see the white marking on the wings, that is also a sign that predators shouldn't come close to me. But that is not a sign, that is not truly a sign, it is food for the predators. It will do nothing, but the predators will get scared. Now come close to habitat. So every animal or every organism in this living world, habitat is the most important thing. Like if we don't have a house, how will we survive? Where will we live? That's why habitat is the most important thing of any organism for surviving. And for any living wild organism, habitat not only contains of a shelter, it contains of the water or the food or any other thing an organism needs. So butterflies also have different various habitats, such as they live in forest, grassland, wetlands. Wetlands means not in water, close to wetlands, in any other area. So now come to butterfly ecology. So butterflies are found everywhere around the globe that has a good vegetation and suitable condition. It is not like you will find butterflies in Antarctica or you will find butterflies in a very harsh desert. They can't live there. But moreover, in any area of the globe where it is suitable for life, butterfly is found there. And butterfly is and there is a very good relationship with butterflies and plants. You know, butterflies pollinate flowers, etc. And the migration that I told you, monarch butterfly that migrates, it helps the pollination. It helps pollination to occur in many other areas. Like there is hair on the body of a butterfly. When it goes to many plants, the pollen grains on the plant, it sticks to the hair of the butterfly and is carried in other places, and it is then carried to other flowers, and there the pollination occurs. But we are saying so much about butterflies, we are learning about them, but why are they important? Why should we study them? So we eat fruit, right? And we eat fruit in many other ways. So we do like this and that and that. I will not go to that things, but we eat fruits, and they fruits what? How are fruits formed? When butterflies or any other insect they pollinate the flowers, fruits come from them. And butterflies are the most important, or we should say the main pollinators of flowers, and they also maintain a part of the ecosystem. If one chain of the whole ecosystem, the whole chain of the ecosystem is there, if you think that only we humans are needed, it is not like that. If one small thing will break in the ecosystem, everything will break. If you can think that butterfly is a so small thing, if it is not there, nothing will happen in the ecosystem. But it is not like that. If one small butterfly dies, everything can break in the ecosystem, because butterflies are the food for many other organisms such as dragonflies, birds. They eat butterflies. And butterflies also eat many things in the organism. Not only they eat flowers and nectar, as I said earlier, they also finish off many scabbards and other leftovers from the environment. And as we have said that butterflies are so important, now we shall come to conservation. So we know that there are two methods of conservation, in situ and ex situ. One is bringing anything from outside and keeping it here and conserving it, and one is not bringing it from anywhere from that place and conserving it there only. And we can see the ex situ conservation and in situ conservation both in a botanical garden. Like in a botanical garden, you can see that plants from outside are brought there, it is kept there, and also in a botanical garden, the plants that are endemic there, it is also kept there. So it is a far topic, I will not go to there. I will say about how butterflies can be conserved. You see, many people in our area, they think that you can kill a butterfly very easily, but that is not that is not a good thing to do. Many local boys, they kill butterflies with stones, or they just mash them against their thumbs. It is not good thing to do. You are breaking the chain in the ecosystem, so you shouldn't do that. And many areas, government has protected many areas such as many small gardens and many beautiful parks as butterfly parks. So butterflies are also protected there. And there are many rules and regulations, and there are many laws also that prohibit us from going and damaging those things. Now, as I said earlier, butterflies are protected in butterfly gardens. So what is a butterfly garden? We have seen that national park, sanctuary, etc. A butterfly garden is very close to that, but not that very complex thing. Butterfly garden is very simple thing. It's like a small garden that is constructed for a butterfly or any other moth or anything. Mainly butterflies are kept. Butterflies come there. It is not that butterflies are only bought and then they are kept there and there is a cage. It is not like that. We plant flowers and we do all of the things that are necessary to make the environment suitable for the butterflies to come itself. And you can see the portrait that I have given there. It is the flyer of the Overlaker Oasis Butterfly Garden. It is in Mumbai. I will come to that later. So let's come to the butterfly gardens of India. So there are many butterfly gardens in India, and I will not mention all of them because there is not much time here. and I have many things to show you. So I will mention the Overlakerwadi butterfly garden because that's one which I visited. It was a very big butterfly garden, and you can see many butterflies of India there if you go there. And I will mention at last the butterfly park of CC Mumbai. So BNHS CC is the Center Education Conservation Education Center of Bombay National History Society, and inside the Conservation Education Center, it has a butterfly garden. It is not very big, but you can see a variety of butterflies there. From the Oakley butterflies that I told you, from the biggest to the smallest butterfly, you can see everything there if you go there. It is one of the magnificent butterfly gardens that I have seen in my life. And now here's to the value of butterfly. So we have seen about the butterfly and everything. Now let's see what are the values of butterfly. So I will mostly follow on 4 values: option value, ecosystem value, ethical value, and aesthetic value. So what is option value? So there are many resources and things in our environment or ecosystem that we think that are not necessary now, but it can be necessary for our future. So that's why it is said that you should not damage anything that can be necessary for our future. And now ecosystem value. So ecosystem value refers to that ecosystem services. It's not consumption value. So that function of the environment, then cycling nitrogen fixation, cycling of water, etc. Now ethical value. So all life must be preserved based on the small saying. We have a small saying: live and let live. That you are living in the environment, you are the superior organism, you can harm anything you want. It is not like that. You everything in our environment has its own right to live. If you are living, you cannot harm any other. You have to let them also live. Then the aesthetic value. So it means that the beauty of the biodiversity is very charming, and like I said, butterfly garden, you can go there and see butterfly as your mind pleases. So these butterfly gardens, they are maintained by the government. We pay the government for going to the butterfly garden to see butterflies. So there is the concept of ecotourism, and there is a willingness to pay for the grounds for getting the butterfly garden. Many people, they have got their jobs at butterfly garden. So it is also a future generation, a pay future generation. Now let's come to how to study butterflies. I said the butterflies are very important, and if we don't study them, if we don't know what their problems are, then how can we conserve them? That's why studying is very important. For anything that have to be conserved, it is important to study them. And it is also a very interesting topic. If you once get involved with butterflies, you will go there again and again to see the same butterfly. It is very interesting. So mostly butterflies, as I said earlier, butterflies are cold-blooded organisms, and they mostly depend on the environmental temperature. So they don't get out in the morning, in the very morning. I have written there 6 to 9 in the morning, but it is mostly for the summer times. Because in the winter, if you come out at 6, it is foggy and misty everywhere, you will see no butterflies there. So in the winter, I say that it is good to come when the sun comes out. In the morning, you get up, you see when the sun comes out, you go out. But in summer, it is very likely sun will always come out. You go from 6 to 9 in the morning, you will find the highest range of butterflies. And to study them, you will obviously need a binocular first. You have to see what butterfly is there. If you are seeing from this point, if you go very close, butterfly will move away from that point. And if there is a very small butterfly, such as the blues, I said again, they are the very smallest butterflies, they will move again. You can see the spots, you can't identify them. That's why a binocular is necessary to see butterflies in enlarged form. But if you don't have a binocular, then obviously a good quality zoom camera is always necessary. If the camera is not there, how can we take the picture and then say that this butterfly is that? You need a proof that you have found this butterfly, right? It is also important for identification. Then butterfly guides or field guides are very important to identify a butterfly. Then which butterfly you have seen, or you have seen it doing this or this. You have to get a pen and a paper to write down the important things. So I have shown you the pictures. So these are the two cameras that I have used: Nikon camera and Canon camera. This is a high-lens camera, and this is a zoom camera. I have used these two cameras for recording butterflies, for taking the pictures. And for binoculars, if you ask me, I will say that you go to your website, because binoculars from many ranges. Actually, I have used many binoculars in my time, from very small to very large ones. If you ask me for binoculars, I suggest you go on internet, you go on Amazon, you search a very good range of binoculars, and you select one that prefers yourself, because there are many people with different eye ranges and it can also affect their eye. So I say you go to internet. Now let's come to field guide. As I said earlier, field guide is very important for identification of butterflies. I have used mostly two books, the Butterflies of India and the Butterflies of Mumbai. So as I am saying here about for the butterflies of India and butterflies of Mumbai, I am also saying about the world. So if you need a butterfly identification of that world, you have to go on internet, and you have to search on internet, because you cannot see the world at a whole time, right? So for India, I am telling Butterflies of India and Butterflies of Mumbai. These two books are the best if you want to identify butterflies as a manual field guide. The first one is written by Isaac Kehemkar, and he is also acknowledged as the butterfly man of India. And the second one is written by Nelson Rodriguez. And the second one, the Butterflies of Mumbai. If you are thinking that it's only about butterflies of Mumbai, it is not like that, because as Mumbai is the state of is one of the biggest states of India. There is a high range of butterflies there, and you can find mostly every butterfly in India in Mumbai. That's why I tell, if you get that Butterflies of Mumbai book, you will find a good range of butterflies there. And other books like Peter Smetasek, this book, there are two same books but different editions. So Peter Smetasek, he has the largest private butterfly collection in India. It's situated in Bimtar. I've also gone there. It is very beautiful if you want to go there. And Smetasek sir is a very humble person. If you go there, he will acknowledge you for. He can tell you every butterfly if you want to hear about him. You can see many butterflies there. You can also identify if you go there. And these are two books. I suggest if you want field manuals for identification, you can read these two books. They are books and manuals, anything. They're very good. And now there are many other handbooks if you want for butterflies from separate areas like Gujarat, or if you want Rajpur, or if you want Devalsari, you can get these books. Then these are also many books that I have seen in my life, and the other books. So these are the pictures of the books, and I am from West Bengal, so I have also used this book Sundarban Kichu Pujapati. So I am telling in Bengali. I'm sorry for that. It's an international webinar. I'm sorry I'm not telling in Bengali. But the last two books you are seeing, they are from Bengal, and I have used this book a lot in my life. And other books. And the last book you are seeing here, Boxer Tiger, is a book that is also very good if you want to check out the butterflies of Boxer Tiger reserve. And internet sources to make this presentation or to study butterflies in my whole life, I have used these things from internet. And internet is always free. You can go there, anything you can search in butterfly, you will get there. Internet is always free. There are also many Android apps on butterflies. You can go and search in the Play Store or anything. Then there is also some blogs. Actually, this is not my blog. This is my sir's blog. So my sir has this blog on butterflies, and it is very interesting. I have seen that blog, and I have known many things from his blog. So if you want to check out his blogs, go check out his blog, and it is very good. And this Butterfly India Meet 2019, it was conducted in a Boxer Tiger Reserve. Actually, I have not gone there or anything like that, but as Boxer is in West Bengal and I have seen many butterflies in Boxer, I had to give this to you to show you that. Now the recommendations. So we should be very knowledgeable on environment. So we should always know anything that we are in. So we are in our environment. We have to know everything about our environment, or how can we live in our environment. And population of butterfly ecotourism. So these all things are an overview of what I have told right now. Not all things are here, but some things are here. So popularized butterfly ecotourism. So butterfly ecotourism is very interesting. You know, when you go see the butterflies in a butterfly garden, as I have told earlier, the income generation there, it increases. So there is a butterfly ecotourism there, and wildlife sanctuaries exclusively for endangered butterflies. So there are not many wildlife sanctuaries for butterflies, but butterflies are really protected with many acts that government has made till now. And there are many butterfly gardens are also there. Butterfly gardens are also used as small areas for conserving butterflies. And most thing that has to be done, awareness has to be there in people. If people are not aware about what they are living with, what they should be doing, then anyone cannot do anything. Government can't also make anything, anyone can't also make anything. People have to be aware. Now I had to give out some state butterflies. In India, there are some state butterflies. So first, Maharashtra has a state butterfly, blue mormon. Blue mormon is very big butterfly. Then southern birdwing, the biggest butterfly in India, it is the butterfly of Karnataka. Then Malabar branded peacock, from Kerala. Common peacock from Uttarakhand, and Tamil yeoman, Tamil Nadu. It was decided right from some months ago only. And the last butterfly, Aglaid kashmirensis, it is proposed for Jammu and Kashmir. It is not there till now. It has been proposed to the government of India. If they assign it, then it will be also the state of Kashmir and Jammu. And there's some rare butterflies in India. Those the first one you are seeing here is the branded lacewing. So why it is called a lacewing? So we all know on dresses, on many of our dresses there are laces, right? You can see the pattern on the wing. The laces are there, right? It is looking like laces. The hind wing and the upper wing, you can see the small ridges. They are looking like laces. So that is branded lacewing. And Kasher-e-Hind, this is an Indian butterfly. You are seeing Hind here, right? So it can be said it is an Indian butterfly as Hind is here. So Sindh and Hind, we know that this is an Indian term, Hind, Hindustan. That's why Kasher-e-Hind. And both of these butterflies are from the rare categories. These are some rare butterflies of the world. The Macedonian grey weavling, the Sinai baton blue, and the Langus metal mark. These are very rare butterfly and they are spotted very rarely. And some of them are threatened also. Now, as I am from West Bengal, I have to tell some common butterflies of West Bengal. This is not only common butterflies of West Bengal, but common butterflies of India also. So the first one is a striped tiger. Second one is a tailed jay. So you can see the tail here, right? The tailed jay, it is a swallowtail butterfly. It is said tailed jay. So the tail you can see. Then a common crow. Then this one is the common blue bottle. Then common Jezebel, and then common castor. Now we all know philately, collection and studies on postal stamps. So many postal stamps are also issued focusing on butterflies. So you can see the postal stamps here, right, on butterflies. So this is not a postal stamp here, but this butterfly has a postal stamp that I couldn't find here, but this one has a postal stamp. I have seen it. That's why I have put the photograph here, and they are from Andaman and Nicobar. And then you can see other butterflies here. There this here, the Kasher-e-Hind, you can see this butterfly. I have shown you again before, the rare butterfly. This is Kasher-e-Hind. And there are other different butterflies. They are also from the world. You can see Zambia is written here. It is in Africa, right? So they are from the different parts of the world. And thank you for watching, and hope you have a good day, and I hope you all have found my presentation interesting. And thank you, and please do watch butterflies.